Friends and family, greetings, how are you? I hope that all is well with you, and I hope that all is well with your families. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another video. Now, today's video is a special request from one of our good friends here who asked me to share some simple stretching exercises that I use to fight off the stiffness and the pain when it starts to creep in. Now, full disclosure, guys, you see I'm in my loungewear today, as usual. It is because my implant site, it's throwing a damn tantrum right now. So these soft clothes are like my first line of defense for it, and it also prevents my implant site as well as my joints having a full-blown shouting match. And I'm pretty sure you guys can relate to that, okay? But look, seriously, let's get into it. But first and foremost, I am not a doctor. I am not a physical therapist. I am just a guy who is showing what works for me. This video is for educational purposes only. And if you were to try any of these exercises, guys, please be careful. Take your time and listen to your body. All right? So before we get moving, let me give you an analogy. Imagine your spine being like a tulip, and your lower lumbar is the bottom part of it. The special thing about the spinal cord is it can move all these special ways, but when you notice that when you move a particular way, you may encounter some pain. So like in my case, like that little movement right there, I'm still feeling the arthritis, so I'm going to fight through the pain as I do this. But I try to do exercises to keep movement going to help fight and combat that stiffness that I do feel. So with that out of the way, you guys ready? Let's dive in. Okay guys, so as you can see, I am currently standing in my living area. And before I get started, this is what I recommend that you do. I highly encourage you to ensure that you have something to hold on to ensure that you maintain your balance while you are doing these exercises to prevent yourself from falling, especially if you have issues with your balance like me, okay? So in my case, I went and I got one of the chairs from my kitchen over here, okay? And I'm using it. It's a tall chair. As you can see, I can hold on to it, and I will be able to maintain my balance and have good grip and do my stretching exercises. So I'm going to show you 2 to 3 different sets that I do, and these are my primary go-tos. All right, so the first exercise that I'm going to do is going to be a squatting technique or semi-squatting. I'm holding my chair. So what I do is I kind of, first I'll gap my legs some, okay? I gap my legs like so, all right? And I just bend my knees a little bit, and I come back up. When you go down, guys, depending on if you have issues in your lower lumbar, you'll feel that when you get like halfway down. So what I like to do is just do this over and over. If I get to a point to where I feel like things are kind of tight or kind of stiff, I'll get there and I hang out there, okay? So like right here. Okay, so I swear sometimes these things is like something that is like stubborn in life, you know? So you just have to stop and take a breath, push on and outlast, okay? So look, I'm doing like so, and what I'll do is I incorporate a slight bend to my slight crouch, okay? So I do stretches like that, all right? Another thing that I like to do is I'll take my forearms and I'll put that on the chair. I tend to go for the elbow so I can have most of my forearm hanging over the front of the chair to ensure that I'm not making the chair do like that, but like that, okay? So what I'll do is I maintain a gap-legged position and I kind of come back like so, okay? You see what I'm doing? And what that does, if you have issues in your lower lower back, like around in the S region. It kind of helps right there. If you're having issues in your hip pain, in your hip area, it helps when you do this. Well, it helps me. So this is where it's getting kind of tricky. Okay, so I just hover there for a second and I'll hold for about 10 seconds and I'll release. Okay, if I get to a point to where it becomes overwhelming, I'll just stand up and I'll take a break. Another thing that I like to do is these little lean like that. Okay, so I kind of like lean into the chair a little bit, but not putting entirely all my weight on the chair. So I'll slightly lean forward like the Michael Jackson thing, but then I'll do something like this. Okay, if you are post-op, do not do this if you haven't been to your 2-week follow-up. I highly encourage you to wait at least 2 months before you try to hyperextend like this. But this little backward stretch, what it does for me, it kind of work this little lower lumbar area here where I have issues with it, being tight. All right. And for my last standing stretch, what I usually do is I'll do like this. Left to right, gap-legged. Okay. Sometimes I'll put a little crouch in it because when you get lower, it kind of make things tense up a bit. So them little stretches like that, they tend to help. So hopefully some of these exercises that I've shown you guys, hopefully will be something that will help you, kind of work out those, tough parts. But just remember, it's not about being perfect, but it's about showing up and doing what works. And even on the days you don't want to, consistency is the real secret to this whole thing when it comes to battling chronic pain. Okay, so now next we're gonna slide back here to the office chair so I can show you guys some quick stretching exercises for like when you're in the office or if you're seated for a long duration. So these have been proven to be helpful for me, and I'm going to share those with you as well. Okay, so I'll be right back. All right, guys, so for my final exercise, now this one right here is real good for when you've been sitting down for a long time, like in an office or something like that, doing a lot of paperwork and you really can't get up to move around, but I'm sitting in the office chair, okay? And what I like to do while I am seated, I'll spread my legs out, and I use the armrest. And what I do a circular motion like this, okay? And I just do this until I kind of feel things tend to let up a little bit. Another thing that I like to do is this bend like so. Then I also do the like boomerang bend where I try to bend my upper torso, okay? I lean forward like so, okay? Sometimes I would try to touch the floor. I'm unable to bend over and touch my toes, but while I'm seated, I can get closer to the floor, okay? So what I'll try to do is lean forward and try to stretch. And what that does, it helps stretch out my lower lumbar area where I'm feeling the stiffness and the arthritis. And what I'll do, I'll hold that position for maybe about 10 to 15 seconds. It depends on your body. Like I say, guys, listen to your body. Take your time, be careful. Most important, listen to your body. If your body is sending a signal to you like, oh, okay, yes, back up off it a little bit. But if you're trying to stretch it, get to the edge of when the pressure or whatever you feel begins. And then you stretch from there and then you hold it, okay? And when it starts to let up some, then you try to add a little bit more and then a little bit more. And then hopefully that will, help with the stiffness that you would feel. Because again, the back and the spine is a real unique bone in your body, so many vertebrae. You can move in so many different ways. But when we move a particular way, we may feel it. Like my trouble side is my left side. So I'm unable to bend as far left as I can to my right. Okay. I could bend really good to my right, but like here, this is where I have my problem. So what I'll do is I'll fight through it gently. I don't bend all the way over to where it make me stop in my tracks. I lean back and then I come in again. As soon as I get to the edge of where I am beginning to feel it just a bit, I'll incorporate this circular motion with my spine. Okay. Sometimes my disc, it does slip, guys. I have disc slippage. And what I do is I'll do this exercise if it feels like there's a catch back there. And if I get it to pop, I stop. All right. So that is going to conclude my seating exercises. And I'll be right back for the closing. Okay. Well, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. And hopefully the information that I shared with you today, it is helpful and can help bring you some relief. Okay. So if you are new to the channel and you're seeing me for the first time, feel free to mash the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you don't miss when I release another video. Also, feel free to make your way over to my playlist channel to check out my playlists. I have quite a few playlists there, but one in particular is called the Spinal Cord Stimulator Patient playlist, and it's going to contain all the videos that I've ever created from the point of my trial to the point of my permanent to this point beyond. For other channels from other creators who make content regarding spinal cord stimulators, feel free to check out DJ Porkchop, check out Joseph of Borg, and also check out Handicraft. Okay, we are all different people. We come from different walks of life, but we all share one common objective: the spinal cord stimulator. So make your way over there, check them out, tell them TrickyRicky sent you, or tell them I said hello. Now, I do thank all those who stayed until the end. And until we meet again, please stay safe. Hold it in the road. And I'll see you in the next video. All right. Peace.